Today we're at camp and we're going to make some carbonara. Seriously a simple recipe, but we're not going to put all the rubbish in that people usually do. So let's get into it. Ingredients. Pecorino. If you can't find pecorino at the supermarket, you can just go and get yourself some Parmesan. Pancetta, about 200 grams. 3 eggs, I'll put them on top of my pasta. Ooh, that nearly broke. Pasta, I'm going to use a fresh pasta. I just broke that in my hand, well done. Use a fresh pasta in this case. That's totally okay because we're going to crack it in a minute anyway. In fact, I'm going to let that white run out because we only need the yolk. Fresh pasta in this case because I'm feeling fancy. Get the stuff out. Gear, plate to serve it on. Fry pan. A little pot. A mug. Grater. Some tongs. And some salt and pepper. Now, let's get cooking. First thing to do, get some water. Add some salt. You want this to be about 3% salt. So a litre of water, about 3 grams of salt, and we'll get that on the heat. And they say get a sharp knife because you don't cut yourself with a sharp knife, you cut yourself with a blunt knife. I've never cut myself with a blunt knife, but I do think sharp knives are good. Now I just want to cut this up to sort of 1 centimetre squares sort of thing. And it will shrink to sort of half its size or maybe even less. Now if you can't find pancetta at your supermarket, you can just get bacon, or if you want to get really fancy, go somewhere that sells guanciale, which is pork jowl, and it's very tasty. Now it's got a fair bit of fat in it, so you shouldn't need any oil, and that's going to take a good 10-15 minutes on a lowish heat to render down. Okay, now I want to get our egg, I want to get 1 yolk out of this, so I'm just going to pour the white on the fire. Doesn't matter if you get a little bit of white in there. And then 2 whole eggs. Should have used a bowl for this actually. Should have used a bowl. This is a goat's cheese. And we are gonna start grating it up. We want a lot of this. Probably, this is a 200 gram packet. We're probably gonna use, 250 gram packet, we're probably gonna use 170 of it. The pre-grated stuff, by the way, no good for this. Add some pepper. All you need to do is grab yourself a fork and mix it up. This is roughly what you're aiming for, kind of a paste. So if it doesn't look like this, you can either add more egg or more cheese, but 3 to about 120 grams, and then we're going to keep some cheese aside for the garnish at the end. It's been going about 5 minutes. We want to get this to be browned and crispy and beautiful, crunchy topping. All right, this is looking pretty crispy, nearly there. I think it's probably time to put the pasta in. So we want about 350 grams of pasta. This is actually a 400 gram pack. I thought it was a 350. Whoops. For this recipe, and in the description of this video, there will be a recipe for a normal 500 gram pack of pasta, like a normal, you know, whatever they're called. The dried pasta, not the fresh one. So use that. Always follow the directions on the packet. Don't just wing it, because every bit of pasta is different. So this one, 3 minutes. All right, that's looking good enough for me. All right, that's been about 3 minutes. So we're going to drain some of this pasta water, but we want to make sure we keep some. Perfectly cooked. We're going to throw that in here. Oh, not all of it, sorry, not all of it. We're going to get a good amount for garnish. Throw that in there. Now, that's where things get interesting. Bit of pasta water in here, just a little bit. Get that emulsified nicely. And we're going to put it on the hot pasta and stir like crazy, because that will become scrambled eggs if you don't stir it. You also want to, I took this pan off the heat a couple of minutes before I did this, because you really don't want to be adding water and egg and things to a steaming hot pan with lots of oil in it, because it will spit at you. No cream, no chicken, no rubbish. You can add a little bit of garlic if you want, but this is the correct traditional Italian way. And it's actually much easier than all the modern ways with cream and rubbish in it. And I think tastes better. Look how creamy that is. All right, let's plate it up. So use your tongs in the middle of the plate. Give it a nice little twirl. Not bad. Better if you do it all in one. Oh, then you want a slob of the, a slop of the creamy bits from underneath. On the top. Garnish with amazingness. And if you're feeling fancy, and I am, you can chuck some green stuff on there. There's just a little bit of parsley. Hardly a camping meal, is it? Real question, how does it taste? Phenomenal. Salty, creamy, crunchy. I gotta say, I actually really like a little bit of pasta on it. It really freshens it up. This is a very easy, very tasty meal. This whole thing took 15 minutes. One of these. Plate of this and a fire. See ya.